If your children feel far away today, and your home has grown quieter than you ever imagined, this prayer is for you. Maybe you still set the table with love in your heart, even when the chairs are empty. Maybe you look at your phone more often than you want to admit, hoping for a call, a message, a small sign that you are still close in their lives. And maybe what hurts the most is not only the distance itself, but the silence that seems to settle around it. But before this prayer ends, I want to gently remind you of something your heart may have forgotten. Distance is not always the same as abandonment. Silence is not always the same as absence. And the love you carry for your children has not been wasted. Even if this season feels more lonely than you expected, God sees the ache you rarely put into words. He sees the tears you wipe away before anyone notices. He sees the way you keep loving, even from far away. So take a slow breath right now. Let your shoulders rest. Let your heart come out of hiding. You do not have to hold this burden alone tonight. The God who watches over your children is the same God who is sitting with you in this quiet moment. And before we finish, we are going to place every fear, every unanswered question, and every child you love safely into His hands. There is a particular kind of pain that comes when the children you once carried in your arms now live in places you cannot easily reach. You remember their younger voices, their footsteps in the hallway, the ordinary sounds that once filled the house and made your days feel full. Now the rooms are quieter, the mornings stretch longer, and even when you try to be grateful for the years God has given, there are moments when your heart still whispers, "I miss them more than I know how to say." Sometimes the distance is measured in miles. Sometimes it is measured in schedules, responsibilities, misunderstandings, or seasons of life that have pulled everyone in different directions. And sometimes, what makes it hardest is that you do not want to be a burden. You do not want to pressure them. You do not want every conversation to carry the weight of your longing. So you carry it quietly, smiling when you can, staying strong when you must, and bringing your tears to God when the house grows still. But your longing is not weakness. Your love is not too much. And your sorrow is not proof that you are failing. It is simply the tender evidence of a heart that still loves deeply. That is not something to be ashamed of. It is something the Lord understands completely. He is not impatient with the ache you feel. He does not rush your grief. He meets you in it with gentleness, and He knows how to comfort the heart of a parent who still reaches across the distance in love. One of the hardest parts of being a parent in later years is realizing that you cannot protect your children the way you once did. You cannot stand beside them at every crossroads. You cannot hear every strain in their voice. You cannot always know what they are carrying, what they are hiding, or what they are walking through behind closed doors. And for a loving heart, that helpless feeling can become its own quiet burden. But what is beyond your reach has never been beyond God's reach. He sees the road your child is walking on this very day. He sees the worries they do not share, the weariness they hide, the choices before them, the people around them, the doors opening and closing in their lives. He is present in places you cannot go, and attentive in moments you cannot witness. Even now, while you sit here praying, He is not absent from their story. This is where faith becomes more than a beautiful idea. This is where trust begins to breathe again, because your child is not traveling through life alone, even if you are not the one beside them. The Lord who formed them, sustained them, and loved them before you ever held them is still watching over them now. So let this truth settle into your spirit. Your love for them matters, but it is not the only love holding them. God's care does not grow tired. His attention does not wander, and His mercy can reach farther than your voice, farther than your hands, and farther than your fear. Sometimes when children feel far away, the heart of a parent begins searching for reasons. You may replay old conversations in your mind. You may revisit years that cannot be changed. You may wonder whether you said too much or too little, whether you should have been gentler in one season, stronger in another, more patient, more understanding, more available, more wise. And without noticing it, love becomes tangled with guilt. But dear friend, not every distance is the result of your failure. Not every silence is a verdict against your love. Life is complicated. People carry wounds, pressures, personalities, marriages, work, responsibilities, and seasons that shift relationships in ways no single heart can fully control. It is wise to be humble. It is beautiful to be willing to reflect. But it is not healthy to live under endless self-condemnation. The enemy loves to take a tender heart and fill it with accusations. God does something different. He brings light without cruelty. He offers truth without shame. He leads you toward peace, not punishment. So if there is anything you truly need to surrender, you can bring it honestly before Him. But you do not have to keep punishing yourself for every ache you feel. Your children's choices are not the full measure of your worth. Your value as a parent is not erased by a difficult season, and your imperfect love, placed in God's hands, can still become a place where healing begins. There comes a point in every loving parent's journey when prayer becomes the holiest thing left to do. Not because prayer is what we turn to when nothing matters, but because prayer is what we turn to when something matters deeply, and we know we cannot control it. You cannot fix every misunderstanding. You cannot force closeness. You cannot manage another person's heart from a distance. But you can place them fully and sincerely into the hands of a faithful God. And that is not given up. That is given over. It is not the language of defeat. It is the language of trust. To surrender your child to God is not to love them less. It is to love them with open hands instead of fearful ones. So right here, let your spirit breathe. Whisper their names in the presence of the Lord. Picture each one. not in the grip of your worry, but under the shelter of God's mercy. The Father who sees what you cannot see is able to work where you cannot work and soften what you cannot soften. And if this prayer is comforting your heart today, take a moment to subscribe to Chosen Morning Light so we can keep praying together in these quiet hours. Now let us keep going, because the God who hears a parent's prayer is already moving in ways you may not yet recognize. Lord, I place my children before you now. Wherever they are today, in whatever city, home, workplace, or season of life they are walking through, I ask you to cover them with your mercy. Go before them in the places I cannot enter. Stand beside them in the moments I cannot see. Protect them from harm, from despair, from confusion, and from the slow drift that can happen when life becomes loud and the soul grows tired. Guard their minds, Lord. When anxiety rises, be their calm. When pressure builds, be their wisdom. When loneliness visits them, be their companion. When they feel strong, keep them humble. When they feel weak, hold them steady. Save them from choices that wound their future, and lead them toward what is good, true, and life-giving. And Lord, if they have grown distant not only from me, but from you, draw them gently back. Speak in the quiet places of their heart. Remind them that they are loved, pursued, and never beyond your grace. Let no season of wandering become permanent. Let no false comfort replace your presence. I cannot be everything they need, but you can. I cannot follow them everywhere, but you already are there. So I bless them in your name and trust that even now, your goodness is moving around them in ways I do not yet understand. For some listening today, the distance is not only physical, it is emotional. Something changed somewhere along the way. Maybe words were spoken that still linger in the heart. Maybe misunderstandings were never fully healed. Maybe love is still there, but it feels harder to reach than it once did. And that kind of distance can ache in a way few people truly understand. Lord, I bring that pain to you now, not with polished words, but with honesty. You know what was said. You know what was left unsaid. You know the moments of frustration, the years of trying, the times when both sides felt hurt and neither knew how to bridge the gap. I ask you to go where human effort has stalled. Bring softness where there has been defensiveness. Bring humility where there has been pride. Bring understanding where there has been confusion. And if reconciliation cannot happen all at once, begin with one small opening, one softened heart, one unexpected conversation, one moment of grace that interrupts the old pattern. Lord, do not let bitterness become the final story of this family. Teach me to pray without controlling. Teach me to love without demanding. Teach me to wait without hardening my heart. And where healing feels slow, remind me that slow is not the same as impossible. You are still able to restore what feels fragile, and your mercy knows how to enter even the most guarded places. There are days when the silence feels louder because you were hoping to hear from him. You tell yourself not to expect too much. You try to stay busy. You remind yourself that life is full and schedules are complicated. But still, when the phone stays quiet, something inside you sinks a little. Not because you need constant attention, but because love naturally longs for connection. If that is where you are today, let this truth settle gently over your heart. A quiet phone is not proof of an unloved life. An unanswered message is not a measure of your worth. And a delayed response does not erase the years of care, sacrifice, prayer, and devotion you poured into your children. Lord, in the moments when silence hurts, keep my heart from interpreting everything through fear. Protect me from assumptions that deepen sorrow. Help me not to build painful stories around what I do not know. Instead, steady me in your presence. Remind me that I am held, even when I feel overlooked. Remind me that I am seen, even when the house is quiet. And if my children are simply busy, bless them. If they are burdened, help them. If they are distracted, gently draw them back. And if they are carrying something deeper than I realize, meet them there with the same tenderness I wish I could give in person. Some parents carry a different layer of sorrow. It is not only distance, it is concern. You look at the path your child is on, and something in your spirit trembles. Maybe they have drifted from the faith that once shaped your home. Maybe they are making choices you would never have wished for them. Maybe they seem closed off, unreachable, or determined to walk alone. And because you love them, you fear where that road may lead. But even here, hope is still holy. The God who welcomed prodigals has not changed. The shepherd who goes after the wandering has not grown weary. No road is too tangled. No season is too late. No heart is too far for grace to begin working again. Lord, follow my child with your mercy. Interrupt what is leading them away from life. Let truth find them in unexpected places. Send the right voices, the right moments, the right awakenings. Break through deception without breaking their spirit. Draw them not by fear alone, but by the deep remembering that they are loved by you. And while I wait, protect me from despair. Help me believe that you can do more in one surrendered moment than I can do in years of anxious striving. What looks lost to me is not lost to you. What feels delayed to me is not forgotten by heaven. So I place my wandering child in your patient, powerful, and redeeming hands. Dear friend, while you have been praying for your children, do not forget that God also cares for you. Your heart matters to Him. Your sleep matters to Him. Your tears, your weariness, your private disappointments, your silent mournings, and your need for comfort all matter to Him. You are not only the one praying for others, you are also His beloved child. Sometimes parents spend so much time carrying concern for their family that they neglect the tenderness needed for their own soul. But the Lord does not ask you to empty yourself without receiving from Him. He invites you to rest as well, to be held as well, to be strengthened as well. So Lord, I ask not only for my children, but for my own heart today. Calm what is restless in me. Heal what feels bruised in me. Quiet the thoughts that circle late at night. Fill this home with your peace, even if many things remain unresolved. Let your presence become more real to me than the silence, more steady than the waiting, and more comforting than the fears I have carried. My worth is not measured by how often the phone rings. My peace is not dependent on perfect family closeness. My life is still held in your hands. And even in this season, you are able to give me joy, purpose, and deep companionship in your presence. One of the most difficult things to surrender is not only the outcome, but the timing. We want healing soon. We want closeness restored quickly. We want the next holiday, the next phone call, the next visit, the next conversation to finally be the one that turns everything around. And while those hopes are understandable, they can also exhaust the heart when we hold them too tightly. Lord, I release the timeline to you. I release the pressure I have placed on certain dates, certain expectations, certain outcomes. I release the fear that if something does not change soon, it never will. You are not rushed, and you are not absent. You know how to work through seasons, through years, through small beginnings, and through doors I cannot open myself. Teach me to trust you in the waiting. Let hope remain alive without becoming frantic. Let love remain warm without becoming controlling. Let prayer remain steady without becoming desperate. And where I am tempted to lose heart, remind me that unseen work is still real work. A seed buried in the soil can look like silence before it becomes life. In the same way, this season may feel hidden, but hidden is not the same as hopeless. You are still writing this family's story, and because you are faithful, I do not have to force tomorrow before it is time. Father, I place my children into your hands one more time, not with fear now, but with trust, not with clenched hands, but with open ones. You know where they are. You know what they need. You know the burdens they carry, the questions they ask, the choices before them, and the places in their heart that still need your light. I bless them in the name of Jesus. Cover them, guide them, protect them, and draw them closer to all that is good, true, and full of life. And Father, I also place this home into your hands. Sit with me in the quiet rooms. Fill the empty spaces with your presence. Let peace rest on this table, this chair, this window, this bed, this morning, this evening, and every hour in between. Where loneliness has spoken loudly, let your comfort speak louder. Where worry has settled in, let your peace gently take its place. I do not know what tomorrow will bring, but I know you will be there. I do not know when every prayer will be answered, but I know none of them are wasted. I do not know how every relationship will unfold, but I know your love is still working, still reaching, still healing, and still faithful. So I will rest now. I will breathe now. I will trust now. My children are in your hands, and so am I. And that is enough for this moment. In the quiet, you are here. In the waiting, you are here. In this home, in this heart, and over every child I love. Lord, you are here. Amen.